daily dose of politics,
snark, and heavy metal music.
All rise, motherfuckers.
for your hosts, Brandon
And Matt.
By the rum.
Performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course.
The defense policy of the United States is based on a simple premise. The United States does not start fights. We will never be an aggressor.
As for the peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach the wife or mother whose husband or son has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that should be maintained indefinitely. There can be no real peace while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the Founding Fathers.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I must protect and preserve freedom here, or it will not be passed on to our children, and it will disappear everywhere in the world.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose.
We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We, the people, are the driver. The government is the car. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do.
This administration in Washington has betrayed the working men and women of this country.
I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts.
A recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose yours. And recovery is when President of the United States loses his.
Someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. The martyrs of history were not fools. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the machine. I am Brandon.
And I'm Matt.
And I am still clicking away at links. I got sidetracked. I said freedom boner, and my mind went to shit. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta kind of do this. This is important. Did you shit yourself?
No, that was the stand.
Okay, I mean, because I heard it.
The little rubber feet fell off.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
Yeah, it's right there.
Hey, all I heard is
Right there, when the little rubber feet fell
little rubber
off.
feet. Hey, there seems to be something wrong right off the bat here, though. I mean, we're having issues.
With?
There's nothing in those glasses.
Well, I've still got a full cup of coffee.
Oh, not me. I knocked that shit out earlier. Anyhow, hey, how's everybody doing? Everything going good? Going right? I'm stalling because I'm still
The weather sucks ass.
Yeah, complete shit. Complete shit. I was actually unfortunately out in it earlier because I had to take my emotional support animal to the vet. And I was like, she's going whether I have to crash the fucking car to do it or not. And I did. I made it there.
Oh, I made it. Sean said 4 inches here.
Should we ask him how? Should we ask him how he measured this? Can you? I'm sure. I mean, I know he can hear us, but like, would you mind, sir, telling us exactly how you measured? Well, I went and laid flat on my chest in the snow, and I figured since my dick didn't touch the concrete. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm talking about myself right now. Yeah, you're right. That is what she said. We haven't even started the show yet, and we're already in dick jokes. This is great.
Sean started it.
He's like our bad influence, isn't he?
He can be.
Yes, just slightly. We love our listeners. Yeah, inches are a matter of opinion. This is true. This is absolutely true. I mean, I keep telling everybody, I was like, what was it like Martin Lawrence said during his stand-up? I got a short dick, a short, thick dick. I may not choke you, but you're going to get a mouthful.
Sean said, he goes, think any feller is going to measure their fullest in this cold? Come on.
No, definitely not. I mean, you're probably going to have to surprise it.
I was just getting ready to ask, is rye whiskey all we have left?
I actually like the rye.
I know, but I was looking at the Wisconsin straight bourbon and it's empty.
Hey, wait.
Is that the apple?
That's the apple.
Sweet.
Dude, we got to go shopping. All right, who the fuck is in Wisconsin? Who is in Wisconsin that can do a booze run for us? Because we running low. Anyhow, we should probably get back to it. So the job's still open for bad influence? No. I'm pretty much, I think I take care of that on myself. I'm pretty good at it. And do you notice that I'm like glowing like a fucking lantern? What? I turned the lights down.
It's all that holiness flowing through you.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm fairly certain it's probably the other way around. I'm an asshole, but hey, we'll just go with that. Anyhow, we should probably get to what we were supposed to be doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Oh, dude, if we're gonna knock off the bottle, we might as well knock off the bottle.
I'm trying to savor it.
Yeah,
we don't know when we're going to get more.
I have another bottle of that one.
Oh, you have another bottle?
It's open, but I haven't.
Go figure.
But this is the one that we're going to be out of really quick. Anyhow, yeah, we should probably get to fucking work. Damn it. No, see, Uncle Joe doesn't drive down here enough. It's got to be like a bootlegging run. I'm not kidding, because you can't get it. You can't ship it to the mail apparently.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, this is like literally a taste. It's so good though.
It's good.
All right, we got to get to work. We got shit to do. First off, before we actually really get into this and get started, I got to let everybody know that I am not going to be here next week. There is not going to be a show next week. Unfortunately, I have to fly to California, and me and my mother have to go take care of something in California, and I'm going to be gone for a week. So I will not be here. It's just for one show. I'll probably still check in on you guys, because I love y'alls. But I definitely will not be here, and I'll probably repeat this more than once to let everybody know, that's what's going on. I'm not going to, it's not going to happen. Anyhow, we should get back to work. Remember when we were talking about the crack pipes and stuff like that? I mean, with everything that's been going on, all the dangerous things that have been going on and stuff, and the one thing that the government was worried about was whether or not people could get crack. Welcome to the Biden's America. But anyhow, we mentioned that, and Matt, I believe we have an article up with Senator Tom Cotton in, don't we?
Yes. And the title of that says, "You Got Caught. Cotton blasts Biden admin for crack pipe flip-flop, smearing free beacon." Senator Tom Cotton is demanding answers from the Biden administration on his plan to distribute crack pipes. I'm sorry.
I know, you can't keep a straight face while reading it. You fucking can't. It's not possible.
It's just something I never thought I'd ever see in my life. To vulnerable communities.
What? Inflation's is rampant? This is what we need. Crack pipes. All right, keep going.
And then going back on that plan and labeling the report from the Washington Free Beacon as misinformation. Misinformation.
Well, how do you misinform people that the government is trying to give out crack pipes? I'm sure we're going to hear in this article about what they were bitching about, but still, in your thoughts, how can you call that misinformation? Because they literally, during Black History Month, put out an article saying that they were going to give people free crack pipes. I don't know how that gets fucked up. Do you? All right. What do you guys think? Seriously, we got to hear it from you.
It's almost like it's about as good as when he
Man, that stuff is good.
I know. He called what's his name an asshole, and then realized the mic was hot.
Stupid son of a bitch.
Or yeah, stupid son of a bitch. And then he was like,
yeah, his eyes got real big. He looked over like,
I fucked up.
Busted. All right. Well, they're not responding, so let's go ahead and go ahead.
So Cotton released an official statement and wrote a letter to HHS Secretary Xavier Becerra.
Yeah. Xavier Becerra, yeah.
Becerra. Senator Tom Cotton sent a letter to Secretary Xavier Becerra at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services demanding clarification on the department's reversal to distribute taxpayer-funded crack pipes as part of its harm reduction initiative.
How exactly is making it easier for people to smoke an illicit drug that can kill you safer?
Every time we talk about this, we need a clip from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where the guys on the corners like, crack. You want some crack?
All right, go ahead.
Cotton also condemned the department's accusation that the Washington Free Beacon was spreading misinformation regarding the safe smoking kits.
Safe
smoking kits.
Let's say that one more time so everybody can hear it. What was it again?
Cotton also condemned the department's accusation that the Washington Free Beacon was spreading misinformation regarding the, and I quote, safe smoking kits.
Safe smoking kits. Holy shit. I can't believe we're actually talking about this. Go ahead. I think Sean chimed in.
Yeah, listen, I was just reading that. It says, listener Sean says, I'm at a loss, and it seems like you could pick the worst answer from the menu, and that will be the topic of the week.
Right. Dude, I'm telling you, I actually I came up with another term. Somebody asked how we actually come up with our store, with the stuff we talk about and everything. I was like, we have a dartboard. They're like, what do you mean? It's a political dartboard. All we do goes, Biden fucked up, and it's instant. You just throw it out there and it hits. I was like, and this time it landed on crack pipes. All right, go ahead.
In part, Cotton wrote, I'm writing about your department's smear of the Washington Free Beacon's report on your safe smoking kits. Kits which, until last week, included taxpayer-funded crack pipes. What happened is obvious. HHS planned to allow the safe smoking kits to include crack pipes. You got caught, scrambled under pressure, and falsely accused the Free Beacon of misinformation.
That's all they do is they are actually the legitimate kings of misinformation. But they try to point that on everybody else. Again, it's the Goebbels experiment.
Mm-hmm.
The big lie. They keep going with it, and as long as there's a handfuls of heads of cabbage out there that listen to CNN, which we got a good one on them too, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
For later, as long as these people are watching the news and everything, this is what happens. They actually believe this shit. That's why alternative media exists, and that's the reason why Joe Rogan's the number one show in all of the land right now, because everybody's tired of the fucking lies. All right.
Cotton posted on Twitter asking the White House for the truth. When asked about Biden's crack pipe funding program, press secretary meant to say, because we got caught, we are no longer providing funding for crack pipes. The White House needs to tell the truth about Biden's crack pipe funding program.
Yeah. Is there any arguments with that? I mean, do we have any? I don't think so.
No.
I don't know. What about you guys? What do you think? Honestly, I got to know. I got to have an outside perspective on this, because we already know what we think, and it's hilarious. But we want to know what the people outside the show think about the whole crack pipes and how they're backpedaling, and so they actually tried to make it sound as if it wasn't as bad as it was, because they're like, well, this is grant money that they're using. It's not government money. Where do you think grant money comes from, you fucking idiots?
Taxpayers.
Yeah, shit rolls downhill here.
It's taxpayer money still.
So, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Honestly, I want to know. I need to know.
I honestly want to know who thought that it was a good idea to give out crack pipes. Was it Biden's? Was it somebody else's? I want to know who.
I'm telling you, Hunter's the one. If you ever notice anything that they do, it has to make it better for the Bidens. This time it happens to land on crack pipes. Yeah, JT says you can only lie so many times without accidentally telling the truth. That is absolutely 100% for certain. But the problem is they don't understand that they are telling the truth about themselves. They just keep going. They don't understand this. It doesn't register. Well, that they're telling lies. I'm sorry, not the truth. That they're telling lies. It doesn't register with them. It doesn't happen. But I think that's all we got on that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still funny as hell. And we promised we promised that CNN had something to say about Joe Rogan and that it was hilarious. And so here you go. You can't make this shit up. This is how stupid that CNN is, and this is the reason why they've went into irrelevancy and that their numbers are dropped below the toilet bowl level, because they said that Joe Rogan saying the N-word is comparative to the January 6th.
Yeah, they basically said it's a form of political violence that's just as dangerous as January 6th attack. Really?
Right. Yeah, when I heard this, I thought it was a parody. I seriously did. I thought Babylon B did it. Because I was like, I forgot what the fuck I was doing, but I came across, I'm like, wait a minute, did that say what I thought it said? And I stopped and I went back and I'm like, that's kind of funny. And then I looked and I'm like, it's from CNN. This isn't a parody. I about fell out of my fucking chair. But think about this. They're comparing this to the January 6th stuff, which is funny. And they said, well, it's just as dangerous. What? Because he said the word in context and you took it out of context. What Joe Rogan said was he was using the word that other people had used. He was telling a story about people who were using that word. That's no different than what I've done. Would I ever use that, term accurately? Fuck no. Would I say it? No. But have I said it on the air? Yes. Why? Because it's what the person that I was talking about said. So therefore I said it. It's no different. But Brian says with those guys, the ends justify the means. Yeah, we know what he's referencing. Absolutely. JT says they ain't seen Dangerous yet. Keep it up. I'm in the FAFO crowd now. Yeah, I hear you. And Airborne, good to see you, brother. It's been a while. He says, fuck that bullshit and them commie bastards. I love our people. But let's start talking about this. If you want to go ahead and jump into it here.
Let's see.
Probably just go right into the second or third paragraph, actually.
Going to third. Rogan breached a civic norm that has held America together since World War II. It's an unspoken agreement that we would never return to the kind of country we used to be.
So him saying that somebody was being derogatory with that word makes us go backwards? Is that what they're saying?
Mm-hmm.
We've got some audio cuts for that one, too. We'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
The agreement revolved around this simple rule. A white person would never be able to publicly use the N-word again and not pay a price. Rogan has so far paid no steep professional price for using a racial slur that's been called the nuclear bomb of racial epithets.
But cracker is not.
Right?
There's several other of those like that I can.
Mm-hmm.
I still say my favorite one ever of all time is Vanilla Isis, but
that is good.
That is pretty good. I kind of like that. But go ahead.
It may even boost his career. That's what some say happened to another white entertainer who was recently caught using the word. It is a sign of how desensitized we have become to the rising levels of violence, rhetorical and physical, in our country that Rogan's slurs were largely treated as the latest racial outrage of the week.
Because it actually is. Thank you for clarifying that, because that's exactly what it is. It's the racial outrage of the week because they are looking anywhere they can to find this possibly. I can't, we got an audio clip. I can't fucking go too far into it. But you guys get what I'm saying. All right, go ahead.
But once we allow a white public figure to repeatedly use the foulest racial epithet in the English language without experiencing any form of punishment, we become a different country.
What makes it the foulest?
That's a good question.
I've heard of a lot of fucked up things said about a lot of people. There's some pretty derogatory shit going out there that would make that word, if not equal, maybe less.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
We accept the mainstreaming of a form of political violence that's as dangerous as the January 6th attack.
Tagged.
Oh, already? Wow.
We're doing our job. All right. Go ahead.
Some might say that comparing a podcaster's moronic musings about race to January 6th is hyperbole. They will invoke cancel culture and political correctness.
Actually, I'm provoking stupidity and lack of intelligence. You know, I know I used two things that say the same thing, but I did it on purpose because that's what they're doing. All right, go ahead.
The man apologized, they will say, and he did. He called his comments the most regretful and shameful thing, adding, I know that to most people, there's no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word. Never mind publicly on a podcast. And I agree with that, Rogan said after a video showed him using the word more than 20 times in different podcast episodes.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Rogan has also apologized for a video of him comparing a gathering of black people to Planet of the Apes. He has said he is not racist.
Even one of the best fighters on earth right now, which is one of the UFC fighters who is a black man, come out and said that he's one of the most kindest and best people on earth. And he said, and I'm going to say it. He said this in a press conference, and yes, this was a black man saying it, but I'm repeating it. So for you, empty-headed people out there, I am not calling somebody this. I'm saying what he said. He said, Joe Rogan's my nigga. And he said it in a live press conference. So if you have an issue with me saying it, you can probably have an issue with the guy that said it, but I'm just repeating it. So you see how that works? And yes, Airborne. He says, Airborne says, so they eliminate racism with using racism against white people. Absolutely. We got a lot more on that coming up. We got some audio bites for that. Go ahead.
In the past, white public figures who used the N-word, provoked universal and unqualified condemnation, but Rogan has gotten some support. His comments drew criticism from Daniel Ek, chief executive of Spotify, which reportedly pays Rogan at least $100 million to carry his mega popular podcast. Ek said Rogan's racial slur do not represent the values of this company. But Ek also said Spotify will continue to stand by Rogan, who has had the most popular podcast on the streaming platform last year.
Mm-hmm. You don't shoot your cash cow.
Right.
But at the same time with that, he's worth the money because he's popular for a reason. And when this came out, they said, well, we're going to cancel Joe Rogan. Shit, he got more popular.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up another 1 million plus. Not kidding you. It was on the list for Spotify. He actually jumped up like 1.5 million within a week. Go ahead.
X said in a memo to his staff, we should have clear lines around content and take action when they are crossed. But canceling voices is a slippery slope. Another media mogul offered Rogan a lucrative new gig. The chief executive of another social media company offered Rogan $100 million to bring his podcast to its platform, citing Rogan's legion of fans and desire for real conversation. And former President Donald Trump told Rogan he should stop apologizing for his controversies, including the racial slurs and spreading COVID-19 misinformation, because he shouldn't allow critics to make him look weak and frightened.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
But, yeah, go ahead.
Rogan's use of the N-word could even boost his career if it follows the trajectory of another white entertainer, country music star Morgan Wallen. I don't even know who that is because I don't listen to country. Is that bad?
Yeah, we really don't do the bullshit kicker thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Wallen's career seemed finished a year ago after he was caught on video using the N-word in a conversation with a friend. Radio stations and streaming services dropped him from their playlists. The Academy of Country Music declared him ineligible for the 2021 ACM Awards. Wallen apologized, but was widely condemned. A year later, Wallen's career has not only rebounded, but exploded, according to Billboard magazine. His songs are back on the radio, and he had the most popular album of 2021 in the U.S. Wallen is embarking on a nationwide tour with many dates already sold out and is slated to headline music festivals this summer.
Good for him. Glad to see that cancel culture doesn't win all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how I'm taking it.
Let's see.
Say what else we got on that, because I'm looking. Holy hell, that was a lot longer than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's like, and it actually kind of stops talking about Rogan. It starts going into other people.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really wanted to reference. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. I think the song just fits, but we'll be right back.
What you listening to? The Machine Radio Show.
What did you say? I didn't stutter. I said
The Machine Radio Show.
You just blew my mind.
you're welcome.
Enjoy the show.
And obviously we are back after I unmute the microphones, that is. I hit the button twice and nothing happened.
I seen that.
It's got to work sometime. Anyhow, well, we told you we were going to get into this about the since we talked about Rogan in the racisms and stuffs. We got a couple things we need to get into. But first, I think we want to go with the parent at the school board meeting about CRT. We got another one. It's 2 minutes and 23 seconds long and worth every second of it. The guy does make a valid point, and then we got one that's like 18 seconds, which is awesome.
Discrimination resolution, the CRT deal, because it's happening. And as a parent, I speak to other parents. There's a few things that we don't want. I'm biracial, I'm bilingual, I'm multicultural. The fact is, in America, in North Carolina, I can do anything I want, and I teach that to my children. And the person who tells my little pecan-colored kids that they're somehow oppressed based on the color of their skin would be absolutely wrong and absolutely at war with me. And I think that's the same for every parent. What the mask showed us is that the parents, the most powerful group of people in our country, that they're taking back the wheel. Now, obviously, we had to take the wheel back for the mask, but we're taking the wheel back from Washington all the way to Raleigh and into our local school board. Because CRT, all of that, the parents don't want it. It's a big fat lie. There's not one, if you believe in CRT, I want to tell you you're a liar. Because that means you look at your black neighbor and say that they're oppressed, and you look at your white neighbor and say that they're evil, regardless of the experience that you've had with them. And we're not going to do that. The parents in the United States of America, right here in North Carolina and Cabarrus County, we know that's not true because we believe the lives we live. The fact is, I've been a business owner right here in North Carolina, and I deal with white people, black people, Hispanic people. My children deal with everybody. And the racism is only happening at the government level and on the media. The fact is, you have racists, and there's like...
I got to pause that. He's absolutely correct.
You hit the nail on the head right there.
You know, they lead you to believe, and there's actually people that eat this shit up. They literally believe that racism is so fucking rampant. It's systemic, and it's everything's white power. Motherfucker, I had never seen... I met one guy that said that one time, and we kicked his ass all over the fucking parking lot. That was one time, and I'm 41 years old. Never one time. You can't... It's not the way they say it is at all. Is there racism? Yes. Is it how they describe it? Fuck no, not even close. Yeah, all right.
Listener Sean says, now they will have security minders in the audience for the state to keep the purity of the message.
They already did that. During that video, we watched it happen. He's about halfway through, which we're about halfway through. About this time, two officers walk in the building. Like almost on cue. But let's keep going.
You can't even find them hardly. You just hear the stories about them. But this is what we're dealing with. The parents are taking the wheel. I have an 8-year-old daughter who is absolutely dynamic, who can do anything. Athletically, intellectually, spiritually, and emotionally, she is a dynamo. And I don't want a man swimming against her in the pool. The fact is, I don't want her playing against boys in soccer. I don't even let my sons rough her up. Do you think I'm going to let your son rough her up? This is what we're talking about. Policy going back to the parents. Because if you think people who love America are willing to fight for it, you haven't met parents yet. Because I'm telling you, parents will go further down any street than anyone who loves their country alone. My name is Brian.
You better fucking believe it. I mean, most of you out there are parents. I got one sitting next to me. What are your thoughts? What do you think about what this man said?
Oh, I think he's preaching the truth.
And I believe what he said at the end too, that that a parent will go far above and beyond and risk everything for their kids.
Yeah.
And it's sad that we have to go that route. It really is. They want your kids to think that, you know, if you're black, you're a victim. If you're white, you're the oppressor. They want your kids to say, okay, well, just because today you feel like a turnip, you know, whatever, well, I don't know what I am. So today I'm gonna be a woman. I'm a male born, but I'm gonna be a woman today. So you're gonna have to respect me, and I'm gonna do all the woman things. No, that is child abuse. And like, them saying, well, that's not right because you're marginalizing these people. Like, no, I'm not marginalizing anybody, because the fact of the matter is there's very few of them that are actually that way. The rest of them are just doing it for attention or just to be a raging pervert. We've proved that too. Go ahead. I believe JT said something if you want to.
Yeah, he said, police used to be called peace officers. Now they show up to hush dissent. Just like brown shirts, I love what that man is saying. I will stand with the people like 1,000%.
Right. Oh, what the hell? Did we get booted again?
What?
Well, this thing is like extremely inaccurate, but I watched it drop numbers like real fast.
Oh, it just dropped from 5 to 2.
Yeah, it went from on my side. It went from 10 to 2.
Oh, it's going back up slowly.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not relevant because that number is actually in the way below. But anyhow, and we got one audio bite that's 18 seconds, and you would think this guy listens to us by the way he talks.
Something that white people aren't ready to hear.
Let me tell you something a lot of motherfuckers don't want to fucking hear. This is the fucking United fucking States, but we're not fucking united because motherfuckers always want to separate shit. No matter what your color is, we all fucking family, motherfuckers.
Yeah. I can't find any way to argue with him on that. We are in this together, whether they fucking like it or not, and by they, I'm talking about the progressive left. Whether they like it or not, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about your skin color. Very few, if any, do. We're all American. We all love everybody equally. Of course, I just keep telling everybody that I hate you all equally. You're all equally worthless in my eyes. But we are one and we are together, and it doesn't matter what color you are. We love you. That's just how it is. And the media and the government are the only two trying to keep racism alive. And of course you got the fringe, minority. And I say the fringe minority, somebody's going to be like, oh, it means the black people. Like, no, the people that, I'm talking about, like the virtue signaling fucks and stuff like that. And the BLM, which we'll be talking about them here quite a bit, here up pretty quick. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But both these gentlemen, the parent and the guy that went on the short rant, they're absolutely correct, 100% correct. I don't know what else to say about that. Let's see where we at. Yep, that one. So I don't know if anybody heard, because it was actually left off the mainstream media for the most part. It didn't even register at all, which is a mayoral candidate was shot at in his office. And the police charged the activist with attempted murder. And then things really started to get interesting. But we'll talk about this part first. Go ahead, Matt.
So Craig Greenberg, who is a Democratic mayoral candidate in Louisville, was having a short meeting with his 4 members of his campaign team Monday morning when a man stood in the doorway of the office, aimed a gun at the politician, and opened fire. One of Greenberg's staffers managed to slam the door shut, he said, and the team used tables and desks to barricade themselves inside as the shooter fled. No one was injured, Greenberg added during a news conference in which he provided his account of the incident, despite one bullet coming so close that it grazed my sweater and my shirt. All of us are blessed, and I'm blessed to be standing here today with you. Later on, police arrested 21-year-old
Quintez Brown.
Quintez? Who names their kid Quintez?
Yeah, I don't know.
He was charged with attempted murder and 4 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment, according to police report. At a news conference Monday before Brown was publicly identified by police as the suspect, Louisville Police Chief Erica Shields said investigators think Greenberg was deliberately targeted and that the gunman acted alone. She added that the police were proceeding in their investigation with an open mind and had not determined a motive.
He was deliberately targeted.
He pointed the gun right at him.
Yeah, well, Quintez Brown's background and everything else, like all the stuff that he's been talking about for the last several years, he said that he was going to do. Never mind. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, he actively sought him out. He had to go look for him to find him in that meeting room. She left open the possibility that the shooting may have been politically or religiously motivated, or that the gunman might have been suffering from mental illness.
No, it was the first two.
Yeah.
It was the first two, and that was by his own admission. He was ragingly anti-Semitic and everything else like that. And he is a prominent BLM activist. But go ahead.
Officers responded to Greenberg's campaign office around 10:15 a.m. Trying to think. That's kind of a long 15 minutes for a response time.
Yeah. for shots fired, yeah.
They found Brown,
Well, defund the police, right?
Yeah. They found Brown, whom they said matched descriptions of the suspect, less than half a mile away about 10 minutes later. Well, that's pretty quick. Brown was carrying a bag with a 9mm Glock pistol and a case for the gun. The police report says he had a loaded 9mm magazine. I'm sorry. I have to, because they put clip in there.
Yeah, I know. You got to fix it because they always fuck it up.
And I say he had a loaded 9mm magazine in his pants pocket and additional magazines in his bag. His clothes matched clothing the shooting suspect is seen wearing in surveillance video from Greenberg's office. And Greenberg's clothes showed damage consistent with being hit by gunfire.
Now, can I just point out some irony here?
What's that?
Jewish man is a Democrat.
Yeah. Wrap your mind around that one.
That doesn't work. All right, go ahead.
Brown pleaded not guilty Tuesday, even though he was, caught on camera. According to video of the hearing, the lawyer, Rob Eggert, argued against a Jefferson County prosecutor's request for a $100,000 bail, saying that the only previous incident on Brown's police record was a speeding ticket. Bullshit.
So let me get this straight. You can go in and open fire on people, thus, attempted murder, and you shouldn't get any bail at all because you've had nothing but a speeding ticket prior to you trying to kill, several people.
Depends on the color of your skin.
That's racist.
Hey, talk to the BLM about
Emotional damage. All right, go ahead.
He also pointed to a period last summer when Brown went missing, and he said, was found on a park bench in Brooklyn. So while he's an outstanding young man, I believe there's a serious mental issue at play here, and I'm going to have him evaluated immediately, Eggert said. Siding with prosecutors, Judge Annette Karams set Brown's bond at $100,000. She also barred him from having any firearms and prohibited him from contacting Greenberg or his campaign staff if he posts bail.
Okay, so that's going to work because that's in the history of all things, giving somebody a protection order who just tried to kill somebody is going to stop them because, I got a piece of paper against me. I might get arrested again.
A piece of paper. That's all it is.
Yeah, dumb fucks. All right, go
ahead. Brown, am I right here? Yeah. Brown appeared in court via a video conference from the Louisville Metro Department of Corrections facility where he's being held. His next hearing is scheduled for February 23rd. Brown is from West Louisville and attended the University of Louisville as a political science major. As a freshman, Brown, who had previously worked with violence prevention groups, was selected to participate in an Obama Foundation program in which he met the former president.
So if Obama had a son, do I have to say it? All right. Yeah.
Brown subsequently wrote opinion pieces for the Courier Journal as an intern and participated in racial justice protests in 2020. After he went missing on July 1st, after he went missing and on July 1st was found safe, his family requested privacy while we tend to the most immediate need, which is Quintez's physical, mental, and spiritual needs. And after about 5 months later, Brown announced that he had plans to seek a seat on the Louisville Metro Council.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, you have to invoke the Frederick Douglass because they misquote the piss out of him constantly. Same with the great Martin Luther King. Let me see. Where is he at? Okay. Frederick Douglass said the youth should fight to be leaders today because the men who run this country are sick. Says the man who walked in and opened fire on a gentleman for being Jewish.
Yeah, and tried to kill however many people were in that meeting room.
Right. Yeah, he didn't point the gun directly at him because he missed him. That's what Brian said. Like, no, he was probably just a bad shot. And apparently, yeah. I'm going to say it. I know somebody's going to say it's racist, but
we just got tagged.
Holding it sideways isn't going to help. Did we get tagged?
Yeah. It come through. There it
is. There it is. And it's a Russian again. Okay. Hey, we're not even talking about how you dick fucks are trying to take over the Ukraine. All right, go
ahead. Greenberg, an attorney and former chief executive of a small hotel chain, is vying to replace Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher, a Democrat, who is finishing out his third and final term. Greenberg has cited public safety as his top priority. And
15-minute response time. You got shot at, bro. It ain't working.
Let's just add, I imagine that was a long 15 minutes. After something like that, it probably seemed like hours.
Right.
And let's see, he released a plan in January that called for fully funding the city's police force. Taking
knocking?
I think the ho-ho is home.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Taking illegal guns off the street and providing bigger rewards to people who provide information on homicide cases. He leads in the race in fundraising. Let's see here.
Oh, boy, this is interesting.
Louisville ended 2021 with 188 homicides, breaking its 2020 record of 173.
That's still less than St. Louis and a lot less than Chicago. Actually, St. Louis finally beat Chicago out for most violent city, but go ahead.
The increase tracks with the nationwide rise in gun violence in 2020 and 2021. Declining to comment on the gunman's possible motivations, Greenberg said what happened Monday gave him new resolve to work to end gun violence. It all happened so quick, but it's a very surreal experience, Greenberg added. I know there are far too many other people in Louisville who have experienced that same feeling. I'm fortunate that was the first time that's happened to me. I certainly hope it's the last.
Right, but I started looking into Greenberg, and he's not exactly a savory character to begin with. That's no excuse for what this gentleman did. I'm not going to say that at all. But let's point out the fact that he is a BLM supporter, and the BLM did what today? They bailed him out.
Yeah, they bailed the gunman out.
They bailed the gunman out. They paid his $100,000 and bailed him out. Well, we already know that the BLM is ragingly anti-Semitic and communist in nature and aren't about black lives at all. So I was it didn't surprise me one bit when I found out that they paid for the bail.
Yeah.
Not one bit. I knew that was coming. But let's see. Oh, crap. Why does it always have to do that? Stop. All right. I don't care what Mitch the Bitch McConnell says. But he's right, though. He said, on Monday, my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky was stunned by what appears to have been an assassination attempt against a Jewish mayoral candidate by a prominent far-left activist who'd previously called for defunding our police department. By the way, I forgot to mention that. Quintez Brown also was not only an anti-police, because, of course, BLM, but he was also anti-gun. Do you see some irony in that?
Anti-gun.
Anti-gun. He's a gun banner. I forgot to mention that.
Well, maybe
it's my fault.
Maybe that's why he used the gun, is because he's hoping that a push for gun control will be made now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and get this, like I said, less than 48 hours after this activist tried to literally murder a politician, the radical left bailed their comrade out of jail. Okay, so I really don't like Mitch the bitch, but he's perfectly within his rights on this one. Hey, there's a person in the other room that should be sitting here with us. Anyhow, he says, now I'm confident that if an activist claiming to be conservative tries to assassinate a politician, whatever his mental state, the media would open a 24/7 national conversation about rhetoric on the right. Absolutely. And somehow I doubt attempted murder by a BLM activist will get that treatment. No, it wasn't even on the mainstream media. Not at all. Yeah, you in here, sit down. But just think about the logic of this. Think about. I don't want to go on a BLM rant again.
I mean, we all know the reason why it wasn't on mainstream media.
Didn't fit the narrative.
Right.
It was a black man who's a BLM activist who happened to shoot at a white man who happens to be Jewish. Of course, that wouldn't. Yes, I'm well aware that we have a drinking problem. He's trying to figure out how to make himself a spot. The problem is there's booze bottles all over the fucking desk.
I've actually been asked if I had a drinking problem. I'm like, no, it's none of this.
Hey, I told you. Well, we'll talk about this during the break, but I told you about the idea I had. Anyhow, let's get back to it. Matt, do you have anything else you want to say on this one? Aside from the irony.
Aside from the irony?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I do.
Brian says he held the gun sideways because that's how it came out of the box.
What?
That's funny.
You didn't see that? I believe the candidate is actually anti-gun. So, yeah, there's that. Let's find something to play to take a break with.
Do we need to adjust the camera?
Yes, we do. We've only got a partial titty over there. We don't have the rest of the body.
Hey now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a song to play real quick so we can go to break.
Yep.
Oh, he ain't even turned on.
Oh,
Not yet. No. We're
right next to you.
okay. On that note, we'll be right back.
out of here. I am the machine.
What? I'm the machine! Okay!
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show.
Not your daddy's conservative talk radio.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'm the machine! Fuck that bitch. This is Fuck yeah! Tonight you party with us, yes? Okay! Yeah! Yeah! Ah, skate, 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 skate!
Okay, and we are back, and we are joined with our brother here from the Weaponized Sloth Productions Studios, Mr. Ho-Ho, the Ho-Ho Show.
What is up, guys?
And apparently we need to have an intervention, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, he will be right back. It's I'm kind of getting crowded out over here, aren't I?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, there's bottles galore.
Brian says, "What's up, Ho-Ho?"
Not much, man. How you doing? Yeah, see, I can't see the chat from way the heck over there.
Yeah, that's why I.
Oh, there's another one.
Kate says, "I snapped and messaged you guys."
Sweet.
Hasn't come through yet.
You got snapped.
I got snapped.
Is that a snap on? Oh wait, no,
it's a strap on.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
snap on.
That went south real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, because we got multiple chat rooms. That's why I've got multiple things.
This isn't even all of them.
Oh shit!
Be right back.
What the ass? Oh. We don't have a drinking problem.
We ain't got a drinking problem. Oh my God! Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, the little ones. There's 8 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap! That's not even what's in the cabinet either, because there's more in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Holy crap! The Kraken. That's a lot of booze.
Right?
I'm actually wanting to go to the store this weekend because I'm wanting to I'm lucking out this weekend because after I come down with the anal glaucoma tomorrow, because I'm thinking I'm going to take a sick day tomorrow. Just can't see my ass going into work.
We got rid of a bunch of them. They're somewhere in the house. I don't know where.
Well, I know when you first come in on the, if you're facing the door and you look right, I think there's 3 down there. See, he knows. Yep, he knows where I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's 3 right there.
I think you're right.
That's where I hid your package.
Huh.
Yeah, baby. It was a good time.
Oh, what were you saying about going?
So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have anal glaucoma tomorrow, and I'll take that opportunity to go to the store, because this is going to end up being a 4-day weekend for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that'd be a good opportunity to, do a little bit of drinking. I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap. 9, 10, 11. Holy crap. Yes,
Okay,
help.
so I'm back. Yes, you won a shot glass, and you still haven't sent me your address so I can actually send the shot glass. I mean, I can just put it in the mail with your name on it and hope it makes it.
I'm out of room.
So Jared's trying to say that we need an intervention, and we're trying to show you why. I'm going to point the camera at the desk.
There's what do we count? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bottles, 10 big ones and 2 small ones.
And only one of those bottles is a duplicate. They're generally just a different type of bourbon, whiskey, rum.
Did you see it?
What?
When I touched the camera, the light actually moved. It wasn't the camera that moved.
Oh, well, that'll work. That's fine.
I was just letting you know. I watched it twist.
Yeah, it did twist a little bit.
So do you guys
Twist
really
and
think
shout.
do you guys really think we need an intervention? I mean, come on. No. There's only 12 bottles here.
But
That's not even all of them. I'm telling you, there's more somewhere.
Oh yeah. I mean, did you check the cabinet? Because isn't there like 3 or 4 bottles in the cabinet?
I know there's at least a half a bottle of Kraken sitting up in the cabinet.
Fuck me. No, I didn't check the cabinet.
It's bad that we all know where everything is and how much is in the bottle.
Now, see, the bad thing is, like, I legit have had somebody come into the house and notice all the freaking bottles, and they were like, "Do you have a problem? Do you need to talk with somebody?" I'm like, "Dude, none of this is mine."
No, it's the machine.
None of this is mine. I don't drink any of this. It's like, this is not mine. And that's why I'm wanting to go to the store and, like, maybe get my own alcohol collection. I'm like, I got an alcohol collection.
He feels violated.
I do. I'm like, I want to be included in with this.
Dude, I walked in one day and he's like, "Hey, you going to take some of these empty bottles home? They're kind of crowding the house." We started walking around. And there was like, we went to the front room and there's like 4 in there.
Yeah.
We go into the
4 or 5 in here
next to the kitchen. Yeah. And there's like another 4 on that table. And I was like,
at the time there was at least 20 bottles that was just lingering around.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain we have a drinking problem. and we're trying to savor what we got. And I'm sitting here just knocking it down. Matt's over there just like, "I'm going to take a little bit, man."
Yeah. I'm savoring it.
Not me. I'm knocking it back.
We're going to have to start like labeling all the bottles with property of the Machine Radio Show.
Don't get me started. I will print out little Machine Radio Show decals and start doing that.
I just so happen to have a labeler sitting right behind you.
Oh yeah, you got the labeler.
I got a labeler now.
You got the labeler. Yeah.
We can do that. We can make something happen.
Oh, by the way, I found a place, guys. I'm sorry. I know we're goofing off. I mean, we got a lot of important shit to get to besides our alcohol problem. But the little flags, like the little miniature flags. Mm-hmm. I found a place that gets those. Oh. I want to print a bunch of them and just start randomly putting my little flag. You stick your flag, you own the property,
right?
I'm gonna start going around town and put Machine owns this. This is mine.
You can get them with like the little miniature corks and whatever. You can just like set them in random places here in the house. I mean, like I'm sure you could do that.
Yeah. Well, what's great though is I want to give these to our listeners.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I want the listeners to have like 10, 15, 20 of these things so they can go around town and just start randomly putting the fucking flags on shit and take pictures and send them to us.
Set it up in the windowsill or on the table.
Take pictures and send them to us. No, it's not a disposal problem. We actually like what. All right. Here, I'll before we get started again, I'll help you.
Yeah, because I got nowhere to do nothing. Brandy, you're a fine wine.
Yeah, that's it's been a long time since I heard that song.
Right, dude, I got all kinds of.
Okay, I think we're good. And Matt, what was next on our list?
Here I am moving bottles and scooting them. Okay, we're good now.
Stop that! You're stop it.
Was it some video clips or not? Audio clips.
Yes,
same difference.
No, it's not.
Un momento, por
I just shook
favor.
my head. No.
I'm like,
you see me? I'm like, same difference.
No, it's not. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, they're like conquest trophies. That's right. We conquered that bottle of booze and we started into a new one.
Exactly right.
And trust me, we were talking over the break about doing a few things. We do have a Weaponized Sloth Productions TikTok, Weaponized Sloth 1. If you don't know that, I still got to get Matt the information. I hope he can log in because I don't know how many people can use the same account.
Right.
I don't think it should really matter.
I don't think it does. But
no. But trust me, there's some things we're working up, and that this is probably going to be part of it.
Oh yeah, we should also do the. Oh yeah.
What?
Communion 2.0 forgiveness on the go.
Yeah,
that should be a TikTok.
When's that going to start?
We need to get the boxes of the goods.
Yeah, we need to get because I'm wanting to get like 3 or 4 boxes of the communion on the goes, and then we'll be set.
Oh, we were just asked, Mr. Ho-Ho, if you are the fair weather trucker.
Yeah, are you a fair weather truck driver?
I'm an all weather truck driver. You name the road conditions, I've pretty well driven in it. Hurricane conditions, tornadoes, blizzards, up in.
Yeah, but at least you're not a boxer. If you hurricane conditions in a box.
True.
You're no longer a semi truck. You're a fucking sail.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, that is like with high winds, that is a very nice thing about having a flatbed because you get hit, but you don't get pushed.
Yeah.
So
no,
we don't
I've
have
been
to worry about laying down and going to sleep. We don't get tired.
Remember, you were living in St. Louis at the time, or towards St. Louis at the time when we had that major windstorm. I was actually with a buddy of mine crossing the bridge, the MLK, in a fucking semi when that wind hit. It was the most terrifying experience of my life. The truck just kept going like this, and I was like, "You going to stop?" He goes, "I can't." He's like, "We have to get across this bridge. Or we're fucked."
Yeah.
He's like, I hope you brought fresh pair of shorts because I'm gonna. And he's just knocking that thing down. We're trying to get the center, down the downgrade because then you had the buildings to block the wind for you and slow it down a little bit, dude. The whole fucking time because it was crossing us. It wasn't coming directly to the side. Oh yeah. It was just kind of hitting the like the driver's side, and going that way. And I mean you could feel it every time it hit. The front of the truck would lower, and you could feel the trailer doing this funky maneuver. I'm like, get the fuck over the bridge. Like, go. He's like, you do realize this isn't a NASCAR, right? And we're fully loaded.
That's a bonus at least.
Yeah, it did help.
Yeah.
And especially what he was hauling. He was hauling the tooling and die company. Mm-hmm. That's where we were headed. We were loaded down with stuff of new equipment for them. So that truck would have fucking, it was out.
Right.
But I don't ever want to experience that again, actually. And I did tell you that a buddy of mine in Wyoming got knocked over.
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that when they had those straight line winds like a couple weeks ago.
Really?
He said he literally left his driveway. He's got a farmhouse. Everybody in Wyoming is a farmhouse. There's nothing there. He said he left. He got about 3/4 of a mile down the road, and the wind gust lifted his truck up, just tipped him right on over.
Yeah, his truck got tired, had to take a nap.
Yep. You know what's bad? The truck had 5,000 miles on it. Oh. It was a brand new fucking Peterbilt.
That's not even close to being broke in yet.
No. He just took ownership of the truck.
Oh, I bet his insurance company loves him.
I was just getting ready to say his insurance company was pissed.
Oh, I bet. Damn.
But anyhow, we should really get back to work because everybody's really like, dude, you guys aren't saying anything. We're fucking bored with you. All right. Well, since we were talking about we are going to be talking about the Freedom Road Truckers. Ah. That is the Freedom Convoy. That is exactly what I was segueing into. Yeah, I just watched their numbers go. Anyhow, you do know that the main guy that put this all on for Ottawa, Chris Barber, known as Big Red, they arrested him.
I'm not surprised.
He was just walking down the street and they arrested him. But then again, I think Matt's got something he wants to mention about that too.
Let's not forget, like when this all started, that they pulled a 70-year-old man out of his car and arrested him for simply honking in support.
Yeah, it's at that point now to where, I mean, it's really getting ridiculous. It's, yeah, with the seizing of the funds from GoFundMe or wherever it was, and with what Trudeau's been talking about, and with what with Biden, linking up with him too.
You mean just Anik Trudeauovich?
Well, Trudeau's like frozen the truck drivers' bank accounts.
Yeah, and not just bank accounts. Like he's getting, they're getting their fingers into all of it, including cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
They have, I don't know how, but they've worked out something to where they will flat seize those accounts as well.
Well,
for people who support, not just the truck drivers, but the people who are supporting the truck drivers too. Mm-hmm. They're going after everybody.
And that's exactly why we're bringing this up. I mean, these two clips actually play into it.
Okay.
But I want to tell you right now, there was something I've done, some shorts on the Weaponized Sloth TikTok. Mm-hmm. And I had one guy, literally come out and tell me, well, they're not as nice as you think they are. They were abusing homeless and this and that. I was like, no, actually I have video proof of the opposite. Including mainstream media, where they were actually feeding the homeless, letting them get in their trucks and stay warm and stuff like that. So you're full of shit. What? Yes, my
Nothing.
shirts.
I
Yes,
I was reading your shirt. That's it. Don't mind me.
yeah. We'll get to that later. But and they said, well, oh, they're damaging property and stuff like that. Like, no, they're not. I was like, actually, they're shoveling sidewalks for businesses. They're doing actually a lot of good things. And by the way, and I pissed the guy off because I said, by the way, I've been reading your arrest reports from Ottawa. So I think I would see if they were doing something bad because we'd have it in the paper and it was not in there.
Exactly, because they're going to do everything that they can, mainstream media, in order to demonize what they're doing.
Well, and I had this argument with one, and you know what? I usually don't block people or anything else like that, or delete them or whatever else like that. But I blocked a guy on the machine Twitter because I got tired of hearing his mouth. Because his only response says, and it's the progressive play, says the oh shit, what did he say? I kept it. I'll read it to you. When he said this, I'm like, dude, you don't even bother fucking talking to me because you're not very bright. Where is it? Oh, said every racist, hypocritical moron in Canada. And I immediately responded back with, let me guess. You listen to Trudeau. Trudeau says they're racist, so therefore you think they're all racists. I was like, actually, they're from all walks of life, you fucking retard. Just look at the photos. Like, just look at the photos. I mean, in one photo alone, I was like, it looked like the world set themselves together. Sent one representative from every ethnicity in the fucking world, including, India. I saw a Sikh in the background. I was like,
yeah, you want to see diversity
that's not a white
going to a
supremacist.
truck stop.
Right. Mm-hmm. And Trudeau is probably, Trudowski is probably, I don't know, hardly what he's doing. I don't really care. But, I responded with that. And I was like, look, if you come out and you say, if you start an argument with somebody that's pro convoy, and the first words out of your mouth, is, well, they're white supremacists or they're Nazis, is like, you've already lost the argument. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, if that's their argument, then they've never met a truck driver.
Yeah, well, I told him, I said, either you're a complete and utter moron and have the IQ of Forrest Gump, or you love the taste of Trudeau's dick. I was like, I don't know which one it is. I'm not here to judge. Maybe it's both. But
it's Trudeau's dick.
And they show the level of their intelligence too.
Right.
Oh yeah, extreme level of stupidity. Extreme. But these audio bites actually play into that. Now let's go ahead and start with the first one. And this one will just allow to play through completely.
We are not anti-vax. Please get away from saying this negative connotation on us. We are pro-medical freedom. We are pro-medical choice. We are pro-American. That does not make me a conspiracy theorist, a domestic terrorist, anti-American. It doesn't make me any of that. Doesn't even make me a white supremacist. Please tell me where that shows up. Let me know when I turned 8 shades whiter. I didn't, but I'm labeled that. I miss my kids. I miss teaching them life and lessons of life and character building. I miss that. But that same energy that I have, the love that I have for them, is the same love I'm putting into this so that they have a country that's free, so that they have a place that they can raise their kids that's free.
America,
Fuck yeah! Coming in to save the motherfucking day, yeah! America! Fuck yeah!
And I see you went geek in my chat room.
No, actually I didn't. Kate said she hated trolls, and I'm like, or she goes, I like trolls, and I'm like, I hate trolls. They should literally be burned at the stake.
I figured that was kind of a Dungeons and Degenerates.
Trolls.
No, no, I literally think that they should be tied to a stake and lit aflame.
Anyhow, what this lady said was absolutely true. Okay, and by the way, she is a black woman. That's the reason why she said when they call her white supremacist. I'm like, I heard this all the time. I've heard him referenced as, since she's a female. I've heard Aunt Tom, or the token, just any of these constantly, because they are saying something different than what these fringe groups believe that they should say. And by the way, the reason why this woman was talking like this is because of the Freedom Convoy. This is what it was about. And she was referencing everything that has to do with Canada and what's happening around the world, everything else. But go ahead.
Yeah, kind of going back to your point with trolls, in all honesty, I want them to live in the world they complain about. Like, truth be told, live in that world, because they don't live in that world.
Mm-hmm.
They may think they're experiencing it. They're not. Just,
No, but that's something we've been saying since the fucking beginning of this, is that we are not anti-stab. We are anti this stab. We are for reasons, but it's medical freedom that is a problem. That is what this is about. It's not about anything else other than medical freedom. And the fact that Trudoskovich, or whatever the fuck we want to call him, because he's a commie bastard, anything that he wants to say, it's always that direction. By the way, this is the same walking rectum that loved to put on blackface and has done it on multiple occasions.
Yep.
But the truckers, because they drove their literal jobs to Ottawa to say fuck you and your establishment, are automatically racist. Think about how stupid that is. Just think about it, because when they did the video, when they were on the news showing the fucking trucks coming through, the first truck that you seen coming through was a black man. The next one was an Indian. And then there was, oh, well, if we want to go with the colors, since they like using the colors, the whites, there's a couple whites that got thrown in there in the mix, and I believe the next guy was a Mexican. But what I'm saying is this is bullshit. This is a fucking lie, and people are buying into it constantly. They're buying into this. They love eating this shit up, and especially like the BLM and stuff like that. They can't live without the racism. They cannot live without it. It was almost completely wiped out, and now we're back to, let's make sure that the government and the media separate people by color. This is new modern day fucking segregation, and they are happy about it. That's the bullshit. Yeah. And, the thing that's frustrating to me is, and you nailed it, talking about, the cultural divide, because it's an aspect of before Obama, race relations wasn't bad. No. Since him. In fact, 9/11/2001 showed us a very different side. And I'm going to find that clip. You know which one I'm talking about. Because I had to reference it. Now I gotta get it. Hold on. But racism is not near as bad as what they're trying to make it out to be. But that's the thing though, they seen us getting together. They were seeing us unite again as a nation. And then they had to bring the race war back into the fold because, here's the thing, divided we fall. Right. And that's what they want. And that's why they do the race baiting. That's why they're doing the critical race theory. That's exactly why they're doing that, because they want us to fall.
What was I going to say? But look how effective it is.
Oh, yeah.
To throw it in and, half the population goes ballistic over it. Yes. And I believe one of our listeners, Kate, said the same thing that Ho-Ho said, that divided we fall, united we stand. Mm-hmm. And like I said, since I referenced 9/11/2001, mm-hmm. Literally, it didn't matter what color, creed, religion, anything. Nothing. Did not fucking matter. Everybody stood side by side and said, oh, you won't fuck with us, huh? Mm-hmm. Game on, bitch.
You want to play this game, bitch? You want to roll the dice against USA, bitch? Get Ahmed! That's how we play the game, baby!
That was in 9/11/2001, but here's the thing. This is what needs to happen now, and I'm not saying get Ahmed. I'm saying everybody needs to unite. Everybody needs to stand side by side and tell the establishment, go fuck yourself. This is not how we're going to run our country. You can kiss our fucking ass. This is exactly what needs to happen. The problem is we're too busy fighting with each other because half of the population knows that the media and the government is full of shit, and the other side is sucking its dick.
You know, but to be honest with you, though, you know, and this is one of the things that I noticed. You know, one of the great things about being a truck driver is we go everywhere. We see a lot of things. We talk to a lot of people. And I mean, granted, you're pretty much limited to people that work in a truck stop, people that work in the places that you go to, and people at truck stops. So, I mean, it's kind of limited, but you're still running into a lot of people. What's amazing of what's going on with all the race baiting and everything else that's going on, yes, there are those that just keep their head in the sand. They don't want to truly engage, and they want to remain the victim or the oppressor, or they want to stand with the victim and try to claim that they are just as noble as them, you know, with the white people that were standing up with BLM that were involved in all the riots, you know, same type of thing. But the reality of it is, with how hard they have been pushing and how hard they are and how far they are trying to go with it, people are not drinking the Kool-Aid as much as what they would like us to believe.
No, their eyes are opening up, and that's again with the Goebbels experiment and the big lie.
Mm-hmm. But they've tried to carry it for so long, and they've tried to make it go so far, and people are they're finally waking up to the idea and the fact that liberalism is not the best way to go in this country. They're finally waking up to it. That the Democrats don't have their best, you know, they don't have their best interests in mind.
Well, you know, I'm going to use me as an example with this. Matt, you remember us talking about this. We had a gentleman here in town tell me I was anti-Muslim and that I hated all Muslims and stuff like that. It's like, no, I'm anti-Islamist. And, you know, had to explain it. Well, no, you're what this jacktard didn't realize is that literally 3 days before I was having this argument with him, that I pulled over on the side of the road to help a family that was stuck out in the middle of nowhere with a broken vehicle, who were wearing burqas, and I mean they were wearing traditional Muslim garb. And I walked up there and talked to that man like he was my best friend. I said, "Sir, what do you need help with?" And you know, the wife wouldn't talk. Mm-hmm. And I told her, I looked at him and looked at her. It's like, you know, and I said, it's okay. It's like, ma'am, you can go ahead and get back in the car. And she just kind of looked at him, and he said, you know, he went like this. He goes, I know. And he said it. He goes, I know. You know, it's a tradition. He goes, that's not how I treat my wife. She's actually just, it's not what you think. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, she's actually scared of you, because she talked to him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, why is she scared of me? And he looked down and he looked at my arm and stuff like that, and he goes, that's not normal for us.
Welcome to America.
Yeah. Well, it turns out they'd only been they had their green cards, they had their working permits, and they were actually becoming citizens. And they'd only been here for about a year, so it was still kind of a culture shock. Mm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when they see this angry looking man, you know, with veins sticking out of his neck, covered in tattoos, walking up to the car like, oh shit. You know,
shit's about to go down.
But you know, it turned out it was something actually simple with the car. He had it maintenanced. It was one of those ones that got bought from one of the CD lots.
Yeah. Huh?
He had it maintenance, and they screwed it up. The battery cables were loose. The alternator couldn't pick up when the air conditioning kicked on. It killed the car, and it wouldn't start.
Right.
So I figured it out. I fixed it, you know, and sent him on his way. And he actually, you know, he shook my hand, which was, you know, again, not normal for them.
Yeah, not normal for them.
He's like, he kind of went like this. I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you. I did fuck with him, because when I grabbed him, I squeezed tight and went, hi. And
you should have been like, no, bring it in, and like pulled him in and gave him a big old hug.
Yeah, give him a big old bro hug.
But you know, his two kids were in the back, and mm-hmm. it was one boy, one girl, and I waved at them, and they waved back, and I waved at the wife, and she actually spoke up, and she goes, "Thank you." And I was like, "You're welcome." I was like, "I hope I don't have to meet you like this again, but if I do see you again, you know, hey, we'll go out to lunch sometime." And the guy was thrilled. I mean, he's like, I'd give you my number, but
I ain't got one.
He said he had one. He goes, but he couldn't remember it, and the phone's at home. But yeah, all right. We got a lot of chats going on here. We should.
Oh, we only got one. Brian said maybe Trudeau will have a beer summit with the truckers.
I highly doubt that. I don't think they're going to have cock flavored lattes and seltzer beer on tap.
They might have
you
that.
never know. He might special order.
Yeah, they might get a whole thing of White Claw.
Anyhow, we should probably get moving.
Nasty shit.
Who the fuck drinks seltzer beer? Seriously. Anyhow, we should get back to this. We have a 1:48 second long clip of a businessman on Douchebag's show, Bill Maher's, talking about the purpose of the convoy, and it's absolutely 100% right fucking spot on. I mean, I couldn't put it any better. And JT says that's what humanity is, brother. Beautiful example. Hey, you know, we talk. Let's go off on a slight tangent on that real quick.
Okay.
Because I posted one of the memories in the machine, Matt. I think you saw it, didn't you?
Yeah.
About Valentine's Day. I happened to be out to eat, and I was sitting there, and there was a couple. They were elderly, and you know, she was talking about how she wanted cheesecake, stuff like that. They really didn't. The guy's like, I don't think we have enough to cover cheesecake and everything else like that. We'll have to do it later. I called the waitress over. I said, get me some cheesecake. And she's like, what? I was like, I need 2 boxes to go of cheesecake. She's like, okay. I was like, just put it on my bill. And I was like, I want you to give it to that couple over there, and I do not want you to tell them who did it. And she does this, and that woman, I mean, I thought she was going to cry. She was like, who did this? And she's like looking around. And I'm sitting there going, nope, wasn't me. I'm just acting like I didn't know a fucking thing. And I'm sitting there eating, and I'm like, because I felt her eyes on me, like, nope.
Brandon's over there eating with a guilty look on his
no
face.
Eye contact. Do not make eye contact.
But you know what was funny about those? I left at the same time that they did, so they take their cheesecake to go. You know, it's in a to-go box, and she's like, I mean, like I said, you know, she looked like she was going to cry, and she's like, she kept asking, well, who did this? Every time that woman walked by, she's like, who did this? She's like, no, don't worry, it's taken care of. And when I went up to pay, I was behind the gentleman, and she's standing there, he's standing there, and he's paying. And he's like, I really want to know, you know, who paid for it. She goes, the girl behind the counter. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's just it was taken care of, and stuff like that. And he turned around, and he goes, and he saw me. He looked right at me, and I'm like, don't.
Guilty look on his face.
I stayed quiet, and he goes. He's like, you know, he's like, some people are really wonderful. He goes, it just made our day. We're out, and he was telling me this, you know, part of his story. He's like, we never go out. We don't have the money. We're on a fixed income, and we decided to go out today. And she really wanted some cheesecake, and we couldn't afford it. And she goes, and whoever did this is just a wonderful person. I'm like, no, actually, I'm an asshole. I was thinking that in my head, but the whole reason why I did that, because I never talk about stuff like that because of all the stuff that I do. You know, the things that I've done for people, I don't talk about it because I don't do it for those reasons.
Right.
You know, I don't do it for hey, you know, but the reason why I brought that up and the reason why I put it on the, you know, on the machine and everything else like that is because I do have a challenge from the Machine Radio Show and even from Weaponized Sloth Productions. Do something kind for somebody. But here's the thing. It's a challenge, but we don't want to know about it. We want you to do something kind from somebody and just keep it to yourself. You don't say a word. Because believe me, you know, in a world of shit, this is probably one of the most rewarding things that I've been able to do for people is to do random acts of kindness and not tell anybody about them. I mean, actually, that's how me and Fuckhead actually met. We didn't know each other for 30 seconds. And it took you, what, 5 years later because of an accidental conversation that you found out it was me. But, you know, it was just something. Yeah, I seen that. Now I want cheesecake.
Yeah, JT says that shouldn't be a challenge. It's worth it.
Right. See, that didn't pop up until just now. That's exactly my point. Is you do these things for people because it's the right thing to do. You know, and I want to relay that to our listeners, to everybody, or, you know, around here. It doesn't take much to be a good human being.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, there was a time in this country where, you know, that was just how people were. Nowadays, you need a challenge to do something like that. You know, you have to be pushed into doing something like that. But there was a time when, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was commonplace. Everybody did that for everybody else.
I got yelled at recently for opening a door.
That's whenever you kick them when they're walking through.
I opened a door for a woman, and I said, "Here," I said, I was nice to her. I said, "Here you go, ma'am," and opened a door. And she goes, "I didn't need you to open a door for me." I almost went, "Oh yeah." Shove her back out and slam the door shut.
And that's exactly what I would do because, you know, I am, chivalry is not dead, but God damn it, if that's the way you're going to be, then you deserve the ass whooping you are about to receive.
The metal has been tested. Yes.
Exactly. It's like, I am sorry, honey, but you are now going to receive the laying on of hands. Go and meet Jesus.
There's going to be a laying of the hands. It's going to be baby powder and a backhand.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's going to be a pimp slap in order. Anyhow, okay.
I will spit on it to lube it up for you.
But anyhow, I've been wanting to say that for a really long time, and I want everybody seriously to take that to heart. There's something that was told to me years ago, and it still sticks into my head to this day, and I actually kind of repeat it to myself.
Don't cook bacon naked?
Yeah, dude. No, I kind of like that. It's like having hot candle wax on your balls.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Don't cook bacon naked.
You know what you're doing.
Besides, the only part that you really have to protect is the phallus. I mean, as long as you cover the head, everything else is fine. It's kind of kinky. But anyhow, let's not get off the track here.
Wrap it with saran wrap.
No, then it melts it too, and that's horrible.
Now we got the vulcanizing liquid. You used to be able to get the cans of vulcanizing liquid that you could dip tools in to make handles.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs a fucking condom when you have a hardcore 1/4 inch thick crank sock? Anyhow, and I'm pretty sure it makes the flarping sound when you put your crank in there. Okay, so we should get back to what we were saying. When you pull. Yeah, but you remember flarp, don't you? That's the sound that makes me push it in.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's another cut we need to put on the on the randomness. But no, there was a saying that was said to me years ago, and I actually repeat it to myself constantly: is do the right thing even when no one's watching.
Yeah,
do it. Okay, just do it.
Nike.
What does that say? Oh, Angie says, I got yelled at for shoveling the snow off my porch. The 85-year-old maintenance manager says it's her job. Okay. JT's dying over there. Which part was it? The vulcanizing of the tool, the flarp?
There's nothing wrong with this.
Fuck. Okay, you know what? Instead of going right into the clip, since we went on such a long tangent, I'm gonna pull up a tune, and we'll do it that way. How's that? All right. This song just fits. I think it works with the truckers. I think it works with the with my brothers and sisters out there. You know who you are. I think this fits. So we'll be right back.
Hey lefties, liberals and progressives, this is not a safe space. I repeat, this is not a safe space.
If you are one of those squishies who are easily offended, put on your safety pins, pussy hats, and leave this radio station. Or you can free yourself and get educated.
Well, hell yeah! I tried to twist him up, but he wouldn't have it. Hell no! This old boy's wild. We about to have to keep this one.
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show with your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Talking about a bunch of hobos with fingers in each other's pooper in a stranger's car with talk radio playing really loud. It's going to be a nice evening.
Okay, shit just got real weird. I think I'm going to need a safe space.
What the? Are those friends of yours, Matt?
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Oh, shut your dumpster and start the show already.
Well, all right, pissy pants. Let's do everything you want to do. Okay, and we're back, and apparently we must have ruined a few of our listeners.
Right.
I'm probably never going to live that one down. And so, what was the one last week, though, we had when it was so bad that everybody was, the whole chat lit up with laughter?
Oh, shit, I don't remember.
And then
I've slept since then.
Oh, dude, we've been on a roll, I think, for at least over a month now. Every single time there's like a quote-worthy comment.
Nice.
But they'll never be the same again.
No. If you listen to us, pretty much you're part of the damaged.
We have touched you.
And we love you.
Inappropriately.
Well, in some of the chat rooms I'm in, you know, when I post the links and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I almost said, you know, because people weren't paying attention, I almost said, you know, sometimes I, you know, use my dick as a pogo stick. It's my way of getting around. By the way, while you're now paying attention to this, come join us on the machine. You know, do stuff like that. Or what was it? One of the commercials that we did? Come to the live show and bring your mother. And then the clip that plays right behind it. I think she wants the D.
Nice.
Anyhow, all right, let's get back to it. Brian's got a comment.
Yeah, Brian actually has a good one. He goes, I was out on the road eating at a KFC buffet. A family sat beside me and prayed before their meal. I got them a gift card for them. You just don't see that anymore.
That's cool. Yeah, you're right. You don't.
No, generally when people are praying around me, it's because they see me coming like, oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit.
Or they're release the demon.
Be gone for me, Satan.
Power of Christ.
Communion 2.0, forgiveness on the go. I knew I was going to be the patsy for that. I don't fucking know. I'm still saying I'm going to paint mom on my ass with a thong and run down the...
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, we should get back to work here. All right, well, you know, the second clip that we never got to because we decided to talk about sticking our dicks in vulcanizing fluid and making a flarping noise. For those of you that missed it, there's a businessman that was on Bill Maher. Bill Maher's a jackass. But
yes,
what he says on that show is absolutely perfect. And, I mean, it's spot on. So let's get right to it.
What's happening this week, it looks like, is people are understanding that this is about something more than just the vaccine mandate. It's becoming a big thing. It's happening all over the world now. They think it might happen here in Washington on Super Bowl Sunday. Do you agree?
No, we were fucking with you that day, but it is going to happen. I just stopped it for that.
No, I'm not going to lie. It would have been perfect to have done it on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Lock that shit down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Talk about pissed off. What? I paid $3,000 for a ticket and can't even get there?
Right.
Enjoy. All right.
Agree it's about something more, and if so, what?
Look, I think it is about something more. If you think this is about vaccine mandates or about white supremacy, you're missing the point. And this isn't a left or right issue. This is about an uprising of everyday citizens in democracies around the world. It's not just Canada. It's not the United States. It's Western Europe, too, rising against the biggest threat to actual democracy, which I think is the rise of this managerial class in democracies around the world that are crushing the will of everyday people through bureaucracies. And it's the same people, by the way, Bill, who staff corporate boards of directors, who end up as associate deans of universities, who then end up being appointed as diplomats abroad. These are the unelected class of leaders that ultimately, I think, are using their bureaucratic power to supplant the will of everyday, not only Americans, but Canadians and Western Europeans too. And that's why we're seeing a fusion of both the left and the right here saying that actually we want our voices heard. We want to be able to speak without fear of putting food on the dinner table. And you know what? The beautiful thing about a democracy is that so far, thank God, this has been a peaceful set of protests. I hope it stays that way. That's part of the messiness of democracy. That's part of what makes it beautiful.
You know, he's got a point.
A big one.
I mean, think about it. Fauci, the most powerful man in the United States for the past 2 years, is the single highest paid government official on record with the highest holy crap pension whenever he retires. He makes more than the president.
Everybody makes more than the president.
I'm just saying. I mean, he has.
But no, I know what you're saying.
$460 some odd $1,000 a year is what he makes. It's like holy crap.
Yeah, but he's absolutely right. It's the unelected that are fucking us the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're manipulating the elected. That's the whole point. You know, guys like Fauci, or you know what. The irony that this happened underneath the watch of Obama and is still going on to this day is the czars. Does anybody look up and know what a czar is? Has anybody even bothered that? I'll tell you what, I will get the actual definition. I mean I know what it is, but I'm gonna read the actual definition. I will bring that up for us. Okay, so do you know what the definition is? You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that?
A person appointed by government to advise on and coordinate policy in a particular area. But it's let's go by the where is it at? I can't find it. One having great power or authority. And this started in Russia, which is why it's called czar.
Right.
But go ahead.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, like I'm a truck driver, right? You have the three equal but separate branches of government. You know, you got the executive branch, and everybody knows what they're for. You got the legislative branch, everybody knows what they're for. You got the judicial branch, everybody knows what they're for. And my life as a truck driver is governed with rules and regulations that were not written and did not go through the legislative branch of government, that's what their job is to write rules, write laws. That's what their job is. You know, these are people whom are beholden to the people. They were written instead by the Department of Transportation, which is a part of the executive branch written by bureaucrats who are not beholden to the people. My entire life is governed by an unconstitutional book of regulations.
Yeah. No question. All right. Let's keep playing off of what he said, though. Keep going. I mean, for you as a trucker and everything, what do you think this is? How does this feel to you?
Yeah. You know, it's coming to the U.S. Now I mean, okay, I got to be honest with you. All right, I've been a truck driver since like 2006, 2007, something like that. For a while. You know, I've been a trucker for a while. And one of the things that you hear, if not every year, every other year, is about basically a trucker protest. I mean, you hear it all stinking time. You know, but this year, I definitely could see it happen. But here's what I want to see. I don't want to see a convoy to D.C. I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see that. I think it's stupid. I think it's a waste of time. They know we're coming. We are going to be made out to be the evil people that they want us to be because they are in control of mainstream media. They control all the buttons. They control all the knobs. they are going to control the narrative, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, if they don't want us to be heard, they will silence us. There you go. I mean, one of the things they were doing up in Canada, just like here down in the States, you have traffic cams that any citizen can go on and view. Trudeau had them shut down. They were no longer transmitting these videos for people to see. Why? Because it painted a picture he did not want to show. That's all it amounted to.
Tagged again.
What I would much rather see isn't a convoy. Shut your truck down.
Just pull off the side of the road.
No. Pull off the side of the road.
Don't
Stay
even
on the
start it.
stinking road. Block that son of a bitch.
You still have to pull off the side because I'll just go around the side of the road and go past you.
That's fine.
That's fine. But yeah, I know what he's going with.
Yeah, just shut her down. And that's the thing. This is what they don't understand. They don't want to piss us off. Because if we actually do, as truck drivers, if we actually stand united, this country is shut down, and people are dying within a week. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
It'll come to a screeching halt in less than 24 hours. I mean, already look at what is short and what shortages there are in the stores.
Oh yeah, but I mean, people will die within a week. Piss us off, shut us down. There will be enough of a bottleneck of traffic. People won't be able to get their medications. People won't be able to get their food. People won't be able to get transported from hither and yon, wherever those two places are. I don't know.
Well,
but people are dead within a week.
Well, and speaking of, we talked about Chris Barber, Big Red, being arrested.
Mm-hmm.
They just arrested Tamara Lich. She's also a Freedom Convoy organizer. So they think by intimidation, by arresting the people that started it, that they're going to shut this down. That's not going to happen.
Because but here's part of my reason as to why don't do the convoy, just shut it down. Because there are enough company drivers out there that they have limited opportunity to go. If you're not on your suggested route, they're going to shut down your fuel card. You're going to be shut down anyway. You're not going to go. That's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be able to get bypassed around. I mean, like right now, like we go up into Canada. I don't even know if we can go up into Canada right now with the Ambassador Bridge being shut down, several other border crossings being shut down. But if you just stop, then there's no getting around it. You have to deal with it. As an everyday commuter, whatever the case may be, they are forcing everybody to deal with it.
Well, and here's the thing, and I know actually one of our listeners, I'll have Matt, I'll have you read it here in a second because this I am going to respond to it. You know what? Go ahead and read first.
It's brave of you to assume that I have it. Frank, yes, you all have support. We'll help people where we can, but you will be supported however you request and is necessary.
And yes, I agree with that. However they request, because I'm going to say something that's probably going to be unpopular. Let the 18-wheelers do it. There's a reason why we want the 18-wheelers to do it. The 4-wheelers need to stay the fuck out of the way. There is a reason for that. Because nothing paralyzes a country more than having your goods stop dead in its tracks.
Exactly.
And and that was one of the arguments that this douchebag that I had to block finally, that said, he's like, it's it is a fringe. I was like, he said, kept saying fringe group. I was like, even Trudeau made the mistake of calling it, and he said it several times, not just once. Fringe majority, not fringe minority. Think about it. How's that work? Fringe majority.
Exactly. Is it really the fringe if it is a majority?
Right. But, this guy kept saying that, and he's like, well, only 10% of truckers are actually doing this for Canada. I was like, and you think that doesn't hurt? Because it only took 3% to do something else. Of course, this is a Canuckian, so he didn't understand what I was saying. And then he immediately tried to lead with my favorite line of all time. Well, I'm a veteran, so I know.
Yeah, of course. I would have responded with, of course you are. I
did. I was like, oh, gee, golly, look at that. he's gonna use the I'm a veteran thing, like that's gonna make a difference about him being stupid, because because the first line he ever said to me was, you know, the racist one. So he lost the argument before he even started it.
Right.
But anyhow, let's keep going. And Josh says, it's the only way to wake the rest of America up. Yeah, pretty much. And you know what's pissing them off more than anything? Hey, I'm in Kentucky. I won't. We won't go into a tangent on Kentucky.
Okay.
No. It's the family tree thing that popped in my head.
Right.
We love you, buddy.
That's not a fork. That's a stick.
Well, I honestly think that most of America is already awake. We're watching to see if it's going to come here. And I think you know there will be a lot of support for it.
Yeah, because like I kept telling this guy, like I kept telling this guy over and over and over again, you think it's fringe. It's so fringe that even Australia, France, New Zealand, I was like, I said this in the TikTok video, the New Zealanders were out in the middle of the road doing the fucking haka. The haka. They're pissed. They're done with this shit. Everybody's done with this shit. Even Italy is on board. Even Italy is saying, fuck you. We are done with this.
You know, and that's the thing. The more we are finding out about this virus, about the lockdown, about everything else, you know, the more we are learning about it, the more it's like, under what grounds do you have by locking everybody out? What? Go ahead. Right.
No, I was just thinking, did you hear something weird?
No.
I swear I kept hearing banjos. He said, I'm used to it. So I was like, I got to go with another one. If you hear banjos, run.
Right.
Anyhow, okay, back to what we were saying.
Right, yeah. What was I saying? You messed me up with banjos, man. You lost it too, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Son of a gun.
I'm telling you. Anyhow, we were talking about how it's not definitely not a fringe. It's happening all across the world, including Italy and everything else like that. And you know what? So I knew somebody was going to take my comment out of context when I was talking about this on TikTok, because I said, guys, think about this. Canada is leading the charge for freedom. Think about this.
And that's.
And they got upset, and there was a Canadian that got upset. He's like, "Well, we were the first to go into 2 world wars before you guys even joined," stuff like that. And I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's not what I'm." I was like, "Hold on," I said, "Hold on, my fellow Canuckian." That's what I said. I was like, "Hold on, my fellow Canuckian." I'm not referring to you as that. I'm saying that any time that there is a protest around the world, we are the beacon of freedom. They fly our flag, they sing our national anthem, and everything else like that. And the fact that we're not doing it, and Canada started it first, I was like, pardon the expression, but you guys are the hat. So
you're getting the applause. I mean,
yeah, I was like, I'm trying to say
going.
The fact that Canada's doing this first, and I love you guys for doing it. This should wake up, the Americans.
You want to know what the sad thing is? As a truck driver, I have less restrictions to my hours of service regulations when I'm up in Canada than down here. I have more freedom as a truck driver in Canada that did not fight against the crown. Isn't that a sad statement?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the longer this goes on, the more resistance there is, the more facts come clear, the more people speak out. It is very, very apparent that all of this, on what it is, that it has nothing to do with the virus. The whole thing was done. It was based off of control, and that was it. A power grab, and once they grab it, they're not going to let it go until we actually force it upon them.
Right.
But they screwed up.
Yeah. And it's only going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm watching the video in the corner of my eye here of Tamara getting arrested. She was literally just standing in front of Canada's Capitol on the sidewalk, not in the roadway or anything else like that. And they just walked up, and he just walked up and he goes, "You come with me real quick." He said 2 words to her, and she just turned around and put her hands behind her back. Fuck it. You know, I mean, all he's doing he's doing her a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you right now, you're not arresting them and shutting them down, Trudovich. You're making them martyrs. And the more you do this, the more we're just going to get bigger and better.
And that's the thing. I mean, they're talking about doing that, with just all across the board. I mean, with all kinds of people. People who are donating, people who are sitting there. And that's what they're talking about doing. And it's funny, too, because a lot of the measures that they have taken so far has backfired on them. We're going to, try to stop you from getting fuel, and people brought the fuel. We're going to tow you out of the way, and the tow drivers joined the protest. It's like, okay, what do you want to throw at this now?
They tried to throw the military at them. And guess what happened?
What happened?
The guardsmen joined the protest.
Well, they're not stupid. I mean,
right? I mean, that's what's cracking me up about this so far is like everything that they're throwing at it. I mean, it is just completely backfiring. It's hilarious.
Yep. Matt, you're up. Do you have it? Did you get a comment?
Yeah, Brian says stores normally carry 24 to 40 hours worth of product, and that's it. And I actually think it's less than that with all the shortages.
Well, okay, there was a time whenever, Walmart got trucks delivered 6 days a week. So, I mean, in a matter of speaking, that's kind of an ish. Because unless they're having some type of a hot button item or a sale on something, they don't have stuff in the back. What's on the shelves is what you got, and that's it.
Yep.
They are actually set up as a point of sale bit operation, like what Walmart
doesn't happen anymore.
Backstock doesn't happen because as a box goes out, a box is put on a truck to go back to the store. That's how it's done. So for the most part, with 90% of the stores, especially whenever you're talking about point of sale operations, which is what Walmart is, what's on the shelves is what you got. And that might not even be 24 hours, especially whenever you're talking if there is some type of a fear, whether you're talking an overnight winter storm.
Well, if you
holy crap, we're out of toilet paper.
I would say the biggest example is
grab every loaf of bread.
Look at the great toilet paper craze, of 2020.
Thank God I got toilet paper before that happened because I didn't need toilet paper for another year because I got a 24-pack. I was good.
I was okay.
I did the same thing, and everybody's like, "There's shortages on toilet paper." I'm like, "Sucks for you."
Yeah, but I have a renewable resource. I was going to use the cat.
The cat doesn't have an issue with
it's very soft. You pick it up, you wipe your ass with it, and it goes back in the corner of shame and cleans itself. It's a win-win situation. It's a renewable resource.
Yeah. Yeah, but here's one of the ironies.
2 for 2, baby.
Right? Here's one of the ironies that actually cracked me up about all that. Because you have people that are like, oh, don't be selfish, yada, yada, blah, blah.
And they're out there fucking loading cars.
You need to get the vaccine so that this way you don't kill grandma, you selfish asshole. It's like, dude, you just got done buying a year's worth of toilet paper, you jackass. Yeah. You made it to where nobody else can buy toilet paper for a freaking month, and you're going to yell at me about being selfish. It's like, really,
dude? I was pissed off because I went to the store and the only roll of paper towels that they had left that I needed for the shop literally might as well have been a fucking piece of notebook paper.
Well, dude,
it didn't soak up shit.
What was the last brand of toilet paper that got sold at Walmart? It was John Wayne toilet paper.
Yeah, it's
the Scott One Ply.
Shelf nobody.
Exactly. Scott One Ply is what they had. It's like, dude, John Wayne toilet paper. That's it. It's like, what the hell? What is this going to do? I'm better off using my sock.
I like to call them out now. Panic buyers. Like I went in Wednesday before the storm hit because I had to get a few miscellaneous
20 loaves of bread, six gallons of milk.
And Gavin was with me, and I was talking about panic buyers because we needed a loaf of bread. We were out.
It happened to us too.
And most of the bread was out. Luckily, we were able to get some. And I walk around the corner, and there's this lady just taking jug of milk after the other and putting it in. I go, look, a panic buyer. And she stopped and looked at her car, and she was contemplating putting shit back. Me and Gavin are just staring at her.
That is brilliant, dude. That is awesome. That is brilliant. But that's the thing. People don't realize what they're doing, and they don't realize how stupid it is until, holy crap, I got 10 gallons of milk that's about ready to go bad. What the hell can I cook? I need to give this away to people. You need to buy one of these? Like, no. You deal with your bad choices, honey. You deal with that shit, Karen.
And no, JT, we don't have a problem with shit sticking to the fur because it's, the cats clean themselves. They got the sandpaper tongue. It works fantastic.
Yeah, because a bear does use a rabbit to wipe its ass in the woods because a rabbit does not have issues with crap sticking to its fur.
Open season.
Yes.
Okay, well, we've really... Is there anything else we want to say before we go?
Didn't we?
Yeah, again.
Shit. Shit's about to get real, and we are very, very soon going to find out what this country is made of.
Yep.
Very, very quickly. Are you going to stand, or are you going to bow down, take the one knee approach, and just cradle and pet it?
Well, I wasn't going to cradle it and pet it. I was going to wipe my ass with it.
No. The people that want to suck the dick of big government and do everything that they say.
Those people. Okay, I thought you were referring to.
Are you going to stand and do something about it, or are you going to take the one knee approach and just gently cradle and so pretty? Which one are you going to be?
Yep. Well, we talked about that earlier. We don't need to revisit it. But anyhow, I think that's it for us tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah, we're already over.
Yeah.
All right. Well, obviously, I got to tell you guys again, I will not be here next week. There will not be a show next week because I'm going to be in California. And
I am so sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to be in yuppie land with the whole, cardigan sweaters and golf clubs and shit. It's like literally my version of hell.
You probably should wear a cardigan because you need to cover up your tats.
No, I figured he just the way he dresses, he just needs to put the cardigan and tie it, and then just go through like that.
Ooh! Just get a banana hammock. It might be warm enough. You can get away with it.
I don't know if they'll let me go through the airport like that though.
Dude, you don't have to worry about going through a body scanner.
This is true. And besides, if they want to do a check, all I gotta do is pull it out, drop it, and put it back.
They'll just be like, "There's no need for a check." So.
Anyhow, all right, let's. All right. Well, that being said, we are done for tonight. We will see you not next week, but the week after. Thank you very much for joining us once again. Tell 5 friends, tell those friends to tell 5 friends, and this is how we get going, man. Like and subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you again.
Right on.
Yep. Guys, have a great weekend.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
We out of here.